We're Real Talk Live Sports, aka the Ghetto Steve and Nate, man. And you already know, man, we back at it. And Talk Nation salute. Welcome back, everybody. Looking super explosive. True champion. Keep supporting me because I fight for y'all. With a supreme ass whooping. Welcome back, everybody. Talk Nation, stand up. It's your boy, man. Manny Pacquiao has touched down in LA for the beginning of the official training camp. Manny Pacquiao's been working hard in the Philippines, but I believe that was just prep. You know what I'm saying? Kind of begin to get some of the rust off. But now he has touched down. He is officially in LA, you know what I'm saying, at the Wild Card Gym, you know what I mean, working with Freddie Roach and also Boo Boy, you know what I'm saying, and also Justin Fortune and the rest of the, you know what I mean, Team Pacquiao. I mean, it's about to be super explosive, man. Manny Pacquiao is already, you know what I mean, in pretty good shape. You know what I mean? According to Justin Fortune, he's probably between 70 and 80% already. You know what I mean? And if you guys see some of the pictures, you know what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao, as I said, also Errol Spence, have been working very hard for this fight. This is possibly the biggest fight of Errol Spence's career. And honestly, I can't say this is the biggest fight of Manny Pacquiao's career, but it's most certainly the biggest fight of Manny Pacquiao's career to date. Because Manny Pacquiao, at 42 years of age, he's not trying to coast out of the game. Manny Pacquiao, already a living legend, you know what I'm saying, already highly respected and regarded amongst boxing peers, analysts, and most importantly, boxing fans. But at the same time, Manny Pacquiao, I'll be trying to tell you guys, Manny Pacquiao is just special, man. He's a special individual. He's a special fighter. The kind of character that Manny Pacquiao embodies, it doesn't come along very often. You know what I mean? And a lot of people may not realize it, or they want to wonder why. Why does he want to face somebody like Broner? Why does he want to face somebody like Thurman? Why does he want to face somebody like Errol Spence Jr.? Possibly, you know what I'm saying? Definitely one of the best fighters in boxing. Also, probably number one in the welterweight division. People want to know, why would Manny Pacquiao want to put himself through that at this stage of the game? Because Manny Pacquiao is a true champion. Manny Pacquiao is Manny Pacquiao. He has never ducked anybody. He has never shied away from anybody. Manny Pacquiao is probably the most gracious fighter that I've ever seen in defeat. You know what I mean? After being defeated and knocked out by Marquez, you know what I'm saying? You saw a smile on Manny's face. You saw happy. You saw enjoyment. You know what I mean? As if some long life wish had just been fulfilled. You know what I mean? Manny is different, man. Manny is cut from a different cloth. You know what I'm saying? And when you're cut from a different cloth, things are just different. People may not understand you. They may not realize what you do, things that you say. But people who do, in my opinion, that's all that matters. Because everybody's not going to get you, just like everybody's not going to like you. Same thing as far as a fighter. You know what I mean? Recently just did the Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder video. And when you look at the comments from some of you guys, like, a lot of people are making that fight about race and kind of making it negative. And you're kind of taking away from it. You know what I'm saying? I understand the feelings that Deontay Wilder has, because Deontay Wilder, he can have those feelings. He was the one in the fight. If something happened between him and Tyson Fury, he is one of the ones in the party that it happened to. Not me, not any other fight fans, not even their prospective corners, unless they had something to do with it. But at the same time, Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence is not only going to be super explosive, but it's also going to be super, super legendary. According to Ring Magazine, now, for the first time in quite some time, I believe since 2015, and I'm trying to put this up so you guys can also read it, but there hasn't been a Ring Magazine welterweight champion since, I believe, Floyd had that title and relinquished it in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. Quite some time. And generally, according to the article, that belt is reserved when I believe the number 1 guy and the number 2 guy face each other. But being as though they have Manny Pacquiao at number 3 in the welterweight division, and the respect, as I said, and weight that Manny Pacquiao name has garnered throughout his career, even to this present day, qualified Manny Pacquiao in Errol Spence fight to have that belt up for grabs. You know what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao possibly reinstated as the WBA champion, Errol Spence unified champion. Now you have the Ring Magazine 147-pound belt also on the line. I mean, this fight just got bigger. It was already huge. It was already legendary. It was already going to be super explosive. But now you have the Ring Magazine belt on the line, ladies and gentlemen. Manny Pacquiao didn't need any more incentive to face Errol Spence. And to my knowledge, Errol Spence didn't need any further fuel in order to propel him against a victory against Manny Pacquiao. That just sweetened the pot. So now, when the fight is over and done with, and somebody's hand gets raised, their arms are going to get full mighty quick with all them belts. So you're possibly going to have 4 belts on the line. You know what I mean? This fight is going to be legendary and super explosive. You saw what Nonito Donaire just did, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Becoming a champion at this state of the game and at this stage of his career. So how can you say Manny Pacquiao can't do it? For all those thinking that Manny Pacquiao was too old, he's this, that, and the third, Nonito Donaire just proved it. And Nonito is also from the Philippines. You know what I'm saying? So that could have been a precursor, you know what I mean, to how the future is going to be looking, fight fans. But Manny Pacquiao is still super explosive, still possesses great speed, great power, great movement. You know what I'm saying? Great rhythm. You know what I mean? Fighting, especially if you have footwork like Manny Pacquiao, is kind of similar to dancing. You know what I mean? You got to have the footwork. And at 42 years of age, Manny Pacquiao still has the footwork. Errol Spence, phenomenal jab. Utilizes his range, timing, and distance exquisitely. Devastating puncher. Devastating body puncher as well. This isn't an easy fight for Manny Pacquiao. And this isn't an easy fight for Errol Spence. So if you're looking to engage in this fight as an analyst, as a fan, either way you look at it, somebody is either going to like one fighter more than the other, or they may hold each fighter, I guess, to the same regard. You know what I mean? As they say, it's a 50-50 fight. They may see each fighter, despite their age, you know what I mean, skill and talent, on a similar or equal level. That's also fair assessment, depending upon how you want to look at it. But some people, Manny's speed and power gives him also that experience. It gives him possibly just a slight edge. It doesn't mean that edge is going to be definitive as far as deciding the fight, but it could be. That's all up to Manny Pacquiao and how he executes his game plan. And if he can disrupt Errol Spence's game plan. Derrick James is one of the best trainers in the game. He has a house of champions. But just because you're a great coach, and you could even have a good game plan, but that can all go south if you face the wrong opponent. And what I mean by the wrong opponent is the right opponent. Somebody who's talented skill-wise, but also has the mental aptitude in order to break down and dissolve your game plan and trump your offense with their offense. Manny Pacquiao possibly has the ability to do that with his speed, with his power, and with his movement. Errol Spence does possess a fantastic piston-like jab that he put on display when he pummeled Danny Garcia in their last bout. But the thing about it is, You may catch Manny Pacquiao with a jab or two, or even three. But Manny Pacquiao was not consistently going to be in front of Errol Spence throughout the fight like Danny Garcia was. Danny Garcia is very flat-footed, you know what I'm saying? That's where he garnered some of his power from, you know what I mean? Because he's flat-footed, and Danny Garcia does have good timing, and he sits on his shots. So, Manny Pacquiao also has great power, but Manny Pacquiao is not going to sit there in one place while he gets his shots off. Then he's just going to sit there and let Errol Spence counterattack, you know what I'm saying? Or jab his way out the box. Manny Pacquiao is not going to allow him to do that. You know what I mean? So when you guys are assessing this fight, and you're looking at the attributes of both fighters, that one definitive aspect people should really look at through a microscope. Because Manny Pacquiao's movement, his endurance, is going to be key. We know the speed, the power, what he does offensively. But at this stage of the game, how will Manny Pacquiao's endurance hold up throughout the fight? Manny Pacquiao won 12 rounds with Keith Thurman. After the fight, you seen Pacquiao doing the Ali shuffle, basically insinuating that my legs is still fresh. Now, if Manny Pacquiao is the same Manny Pacquiao that fought Thurman, or better, and I believe that Manny shall be better because I believe Errol Spence is better than Thurman, that's going to be a difficult Pacquiao to beat. That was a difficult fight already for Thurman. So if Manny Pacquiao comes into this fight in just a few steps, or maybe a step or two better than he did in the Thurman fight, that is going to be super explosive. Because at 42 years of age, Manny Pacquiao, as I told you guys, he has a clean lifestyle. Doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't do drugs. He exercises adamantly, you know what I mean? He's a very avid basketball player. You see him working out with the family, his sons, all the time. All that apart from him being active as far as being a dignitary and running a state and country. Manny Pacquiao, to some, may have his hands full. But Manny Pacquiao loves to say it's all about time management, how you manage your time. And a statement like that pretty much speaks to the mental prowess of Manny Pacquiao. Because it's the same way in a fight. You have to pace yourself. You have to time your opponent. And if you do these things correctly, not only will you offset what your opponent is trying to do, but you can walk away the victor. So Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence can possibly, after the fight is done and somebody's hand is raised, they are now the ring 147-pound champion as well, sweetening the pot ever so lovely. But this fight just got even better, fight fans. So if you're a fan of Manny Pacquiao, if you are a fan of Errol Spence Jr., leave your comments and thoughts in the comments section. Just keep it clean, you know what I mean? Because some people, they do get a little bit raw, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Manny Pacquiao has some very vivid fans, and so do Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Texas, man. Shout out to the Philippines. Shout out to Team Spence. Shout out to Team Pacquiao. Talk Nation, it's your boy Stand Up. I'll holler at you guys on the next one. Peace.